everybody, and welcome to the Weatherboys podcast. I am Derek Kevra. That is Alan Longstreet,
Hello.
and together we make up the superhero duo that is known as the Weatherboys. Right? That's fair to say.
I think it is. I think it'd be a lie to say otherwise.
At least my kids think so.
Do they really, though?
They do.
Do they?
They do.
Yeah?
They do.
That's
they like,
great.
especially the animated stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Which we can tease it, right?
Yeah, of course we can.
The second one is done.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet either.
Oh, that's right. I didn't
Oh my God,
show
you were supposed to show me that. You a jerk. Yeah, get yourself a friend like Derek.
I talked about showing you like 3 times and then never showed. You're going to love it. Oh, you're going to love it.
Of course I am. I can't wait. It's the, can we say, do we say what it is or no?
I just love making you think you're not supposed to say something.
I just never know. Derek's the one. Okay, so Derek's the one who sets he does this whole podcast. I sit down and that's it. So I am out in left field.
His job
I don't know what's going on.
So yes, go ahead and say it.
Northern Lights.
Actually,
the Aurora.
don't say it. Don't say it.
No, it's too late. It's done. It's out. Cat's out of the bag.
Yes. So the next Weatherboys animated adventure, which is it's a slightly different series. It's more educational, and we try. It is.
Yeah, it kind of has to do with weather things.
Yes.
Yeah.
The weather actually comes into play.
You remember the other day we shot? The other day we shot the thing for the Grand Prix. So we went and we drove with a driver that's going to be in the Grand Prix. We raced him at the go-kart track, and during the interview, he's like, "So, what about weather? What are you guys like? What's the connection here?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, there's not really one." Except that we're meteorologists.
The boys part is relevant, though.
Yeah, right. That part,
yes,
for
the
sure.
boys, the weather boys. But anyways, that one's gonna probably be a June airing, and I'm pretty excited about it. It turned out excellent. So that one's gonna be good.
You animated that, right?
Oh, I drew it all. Storyboarded
frame by frame. Yeah,
I had to go back to school to learn how to draw. No,
very impressive.
We just hired it out.
Sure did.
But no, that's exciting. That's going to be good.
Yep.
And we're also excited about our guest today.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about this guy because he is one of the funniest things on Facebook right now. Every single video I watch, I laugh that these guys do. And we've got them both in studio, but we've got one here. And let's bring him on. Yeah. I'm going to punch him up. It's always this awkward spot right here where I need to lean this way. Yeah. And I need you to talk for a second. So
right. But you're very good. All right, great. And you're going to, I think you have a whole intro where you're going to,
Yes. So Garrett, this is Garrett. This is Garrett from Wayne County Lyfe. Garrett Fuller. So Wayne County Lyfe, popular Metro Detroit-based comedy series blending satire with local flavor. Garrett Fuller and his partner, Mike Smith. The duo met at an improv class. We're going to talk more about that because we've been very into improv these days. But it is a whole comedy series based on multiple characters that they have developed and made up that all have Michigan flavor and Michigan-centric things. Garrett, welcome. Hello.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Garrett. So, Garrett, you've decided Mike can't talk. We're going to put him in the corner.
Yeah.
And he's just back there.
He's been silent.
His eyes tell me he doesn't feel safe.
Right. No, we always say this is perfect because Mike's always off camera. So I can yell to him if I need it, but still never been seen.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
Is all the characters are played by you.
Sure.
And you have said in the past, because we've met before, I would like to say we're best friends.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You
very
made me, Derek. You discovered us.
Well, I do.
Star search situation.
That's kind of you to say, but when I stumbled across you, your Facebook page already had 100,000 followers. And what are you guys up to now? I mean, it's
I think it's like 500,000 on Facebook, 500 on TikTok, and we now can safely say it's 1 million followers across all social media. That's what I always say now.
That's cool, man.
It's wild.
Did you ever think that it would get to that stage? 500,000 people on multiple platforms?
No, never. Never in a million years would I have thought that. We were just going out because I was being like creative, I was being stifled. I didn't have any outlet. And so I was like, let's just make some videos. I had seen Kyle Mooney do a couple videos where he was just playing a character and it was like low budget, but it was like, who cares? It was just a character. It was so good. And I was like, oh, I'm a character guy. I'm going to try doing this Cody character, and Mike was like, I'm game. I'll help. And I knew he'd show up. He has great ideas and he'll be there, and I'm like, cool. And that's like half of it, honestly. And so we go out and I don't know, I had like maybe 7 ideas for like different videos. And our goal was maybe like, maybe someone will see you doing funny stuff and put you on a TV show.
Sure.
That's like in 2016, that's
Kind of the way
That's
that
the route.
That's
Yeah.
the route it would go back then.
Right. We're, that's 9 years ago now. It's different, so you could do videos back then. That was just starting. You could gain notoriety for that, but like doing it for a living, having it come out every day, that wasn't a thing yet. So like, I don't know. We just kept going and going and going. That's just kept.
But how did you, because you started with 7 ideas.
Yeah.
You said like 7, I don't know, call them what you will, episodes or little videos.
Yeah, we were calling them episodes.
So what happened when you got done with number 7?
Yeah,
You kept going.
By the time I got to like 5, me and Mike were like, okay, I think I have like maybe 6 more ideas. You know what I mean?
Got
So then
you started growing.
Yeah, the narrative starts to build, and then we start, the evolution of social media starts to become so prominent that we can do it every day. So then we were like, all right, well, we could just show him every day. And then it just kind of allowed me to start improvising, as the character and giving daily content. But it took like a few years to get there.
And and we've learned this from doing the Weatherboys stuff, is like there is that creative side, but there's also a very much a business side of when to post, how often to post. We need to have a structure. We need to have a calendar. We need to make sure the topics are relevant and timely, like when the lion season starts. So like you guys do have to sit down and plan out a calendar, right?
For sure. The moment me and Mike started to get organized about it, like I feel like that was kind of a direct correlation with it kind of taking off. Like me and Mike have like a company calendar and like, Bob Seger's birthday is on it because, well, Uncle Terry celebrates Bob Seger's birthday.
Yes.
Eminem's birthday's on it and Cody's got to say to, his cousin, hey, what up? So yeah, we have these reminders of like things that are happening in our culture at that time. But yeah, so the moment we got it scheduled, but when we started, there was no scheduling. I used to just like do the video and post it right then and there. I wouldn't even tell Mike. I'm just like, here we go. Like, so it's nuts. Yeah, it's way different now.
The characters themselves, take me through them, because it started with the originals and then you've added since then. And now it even feels like there's characters that are not played by you that are reoccurring bits in other characters' lives. So take me through the characters, and first off, give me the list, and then we're going to break down where the where they all really came from.
For sure, yeah. So Cody started us off, and Cody was just kind of based on guys I grew up with in Garden City. They just like saw Bone Thugs and Harmony and Eminem, and they were just like, that's me right there. That's how I always say is like they heard Crossroads and were like, I'm going to live my life as if I'm in that video, and so M comes out and explodes. And so that just, I don't know, it kind of always influenced my generation of guys. And so there was just a ton of dudes like Cody. So that started us off. And yeah, and then Dip Cup was next. And Dip Cup was just a guy I kept seeing around. Like when high-vis shirts started, like, because remember, everyone was wearing high-vis vest were the construction. Then the T-shirt came out, and I was like, dang, they made a high-vis shirt. And I kept seeing them, and then the same guy would be in that shirt with the camo hat and the white sunglasses. And I saw these guys all the time. Like I was going to work early in the morning all the time at my day job, and they would be in there getting they'd get the 1 liter of Mountain Dew. Not the 2 liter, not the 20 ounce, the 1 liter for breakfast. It'd be 6 a.m. and they get that and some like taquitos. And I'm like, they're going to eat that right now. So he came along. I was like, someone hasn't like done any satire with this type of guy. He comes along, and then Uncle Terry was next. And he's kind of based on like a few of my uncles, my dad, a couple baseball coaches I had. He's so fun to do. But I had him in the back pocket. I've been doing him since I was like 13. He was like my old man character since I was a kid.
Oh my God, he's so fun. It's such a good character.
Yeah.
Uncle Terry is, like, he stands out to me because it resonates.
Sure.
'Cause everybody that grows up in this area has either a dad or a neighbor or an uncle that is Uncle Terry.
Right. You and I, when you first interviewed me at Garden City Park, the real life Uncle Terry pulls up on us as you're interviewing us in a classic car.
Yeah, it couldn't have written it.
To
Alan.
be clear, you don't mean the individual. You mean a stare one of them, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Could have been Uncle Terry. I mean,
Sure.
mustache, everything in a classic car. And he looks at us because he sees a camera and goes, you guys want to film my car? You can. We're like,
No, shut
Dude,
up.
you couldn't have written it.
It's like I paid him to impress Derek. I'm like, this is not happening. I cannot believe this.
And he drives away, and Garrett looks at me and he goes, "That's
it.
Uncle
That's
Terry."
it.
That happens
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the time. Why wouldn't I satirize that? Like, it happens to me all the time.
Was it about a year ago you introduced the newest character?
Maybe a few years ago, yeah, Traylon is the new one. And that kind of just came from like, I turned 40 this year. I run into a lot of other dads. I have 2 teenage twin boys. And so I run into other dads, and they're this golf this golf fashion guy that keeps entering my life now, you know, and I'm just like, why is everyone dressed like they're about to play Pebble Beach here? Like, it's not bad.
We're all our main character.
Yeah, I don't dislike the fashion. I'm just wondering, it's like the dudes who they've given up, but they still want to wear nice clothes. You know, it's like, I don't care what it is. I just want to look like a golfer.
They've got a polo shirt on underneath a quarter zip. So it's 2 collars.
Totally. Always
Which one do you
collared
pop?
up.
That's the question.
Exactly.
You know?
Whichever one I want, my guy. You know, those guys, and they're just always kind of too confident. You know, I run into them at like basketball tournaments left and right.
They'll tell you everything about investments and Bitcoin and all the, and you're like,
crypto's up.
Yeah, everybody knows. Yes.
Always up. Yeah, my, you know.
Ethereum.
Yeah, we know so many people who are like in the corporate world who are always just, those guys are running rampant.
Do you get guff from, so it's not, none of these are based on one single person.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get like crap from an Uncle Terry or from Trey? What was the last character's name?
Traylon.
Traylon. Like, do people ever reach out to you like, screw you, man?
You know what? Like, it's some people are confused that that it's comedy. You know, that happens a lot.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But usually when someone walks up to me and I'm like, ooh, what are they about to say? They like that they've been satirized.
Got it.
So like the Codys are always like, you, and I'm like, you are the one. Yeah.
Oh, the Cody
They
people.
know.
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Yeah, they all. No one can. You know, I feel like we reach a certain age and everyone just goes, I am's who I am's, man. Like, cool, hilarious.
Cody,
So.
I mean, they're all great, but Cody's my favorite.
Oh, I
especially
appreciate
the one, like, well, I'll tell you my baby, and then you tell me your favorite of yours. Because you have so many videos, but the one,
Sure.
the Caesar cut.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is. That is one of the funniest things that I've seen. Not only my favorite of yours, but
Sure.
it is like, it's just so. I have like 6 people in my head that I think of.
I'm so glad you said. I mean, I was just
exactly
gonna
what
ask.
it
Like,
is.
you guys we all have like 3 dudes we know who rock that
For
Caesar
sure.
dog. Yeah,
and they
man.
felt that same way about it.
Oh, and I didn't hate it. I was just like, that's a Caesar, but they all rocked it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that one's fun. I didn't think that one would explode the way it did.
Okay.
Well, I
Go
want
ahead.
to follow
You
that
go.
trend.
You go.
I wanted to follow that because, like, is that how it always goes? You never, because you spit out. Do you guys always spit out like one a day?
Yeah, we try and go one a day.
So do you ever have an idea this one's gonna go big or this one's gonna be like, we just have to post one?
You know, I still haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I still will come to Mike and be like, this one ASAP. It's gonna change our lives.
Yeah.
It's done. And it hurts me every single time. I'll text him like, I'm not funny. This is stupid.
Yes.
I give up.
And you still have those feelings
All the time.
You've been doing this for almost 10 years,
All
right?
the time. I want people to know that, like, nope, if you think I'm successful and I'm just rocking and rolling a hit after hit, nope. Every night I'm like, I'm not funny. Mike has to talk me up. He does. It happens.
Occasionally, you not only get a hit, but you hit a freaking home run, like all black Dodge Ram.
Sure.
That was that the first big one? Was that the really the number one that went crazy?
That was the first one that we were like, whoa, things are different now. It was moving big after that. That was the first to hit 1 million, and it did it in, I don't know, a day and a half, maybe. I don't know. So
I mean, do you know, and I know it's so hard to quantify these things with social media because there's multiple different platforms, but is it tens of millions? Is it hundreds of millions of views? I mean, it's got to be up there.
yeah, I mean, tens of millions, maybe 100 million approaching it. No, okay.
Yeah.
Mike just goes, no.
I mean, tens though, for sure, almost for sure, tens of millions across multiple
for sure.
platforms.
And tell me to shut up if this is. I'm so interested in what platform did that go viral on first?
That was Facebook.
That was Facebook. Did
Yep.
that play as? Because I imagine that after one goes viral on one platform, you post it on another.
Well, at that time it was kind of only Facebook.
Oh, that was just okay.
Yeah, TikTok wasn't even around yet. So, and we've always posted them on YouTube and stuff like that, but that hasn't gained as much traction as the other ones. And Instagram was just kind of in its infancy, still kind of popping. You know,
But
I don't even
since-
know if it could take videos yet.
Since then, I'm sure you put it on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's everywhere
right?
now.
Has
Oh,
it
yeah.
gone as viral on those platforms?
That one just kind of worked everywhere.
That did, great,
You know,
okay.
I think it was just a universal thing of people seeing that truck in their eyes all the time and no one really saying
Sure.
anything. And I think I was just the first one to be like, why is that everywhere?
Yeah.
Like that truck is at every red light. You know, like
Your power of observation is a superpower. Because that is what gives you this great content, because you have been able to hone in on finding things that everybody sees and recognizes, and they don't realize it's funny until you tell us it's funny.
Right. That's what I'm going for. Like those are just the ones where like, yeah, no, you're right. It's like the things we're all feeling all the time that no one's just saying, So, and then there's times where I said something, I'm like, everyone's feeling that, right? And they're like, no. Like, no one's ever even thought about that, dummy. And I'm like, oh, all right. Happens,
So how does the process work for you guys? In the beginning, you had 7 ideas, but now you just sort of go into your day and you think of things.
Sure.
And between you and Mike, you guys are always going back and forth. I imagine there's a dialogue. You're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think Mike's always in creator mode as well, thinking of ideas and passing them off to me. Sometimes he has them fully fledged and ready to go, and he's like, just try and say these. And I'm like, cool. And those rock sometimes. And then, he has hit and misses. I have hit and misses. But most of the time I'm kind of going out too and just like, I'll turn on the camera or have my son hold the camera and I'll just improvise, and just something out of that will come, and then me and Mike will go out together and then we'll just kind of start bouncing stuff. And through the just raw improv when we have nothing prepared, those are the ones that always end up being killers, man.
Yeah, nothing better than improv. And it's like on the one hand, it seems clear that you guys love what you do. So on the one hand, it's not work. But on the other hand, to post a video a day, that is, for a decade, that is work, man.
Yeah, it seems to be like, I don't know, everyone I know is trying to run their companies and stuff like that. And, everyone's talking about posting all the time. And that's how you do it now, right? Like that's modern day marketing, and posting every day is hard. And me and Mike seem to be like, whoa, we really worked that muscle really good. For me, it doesn't feel overwhelming.
It's not even okay, that's great.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I love it. I'm like, I can do these. I mean, if I'm improvising and I'm going for literally 15 straight minutes, and then like I'll stop in between, take a drink of water, but the camera's still going, and then who knows what's going to hit my brain, and I'll just go again. And out of that, we'll get maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6, or maybe just 1, who knows.
Set it up, and then you guys then you riff.
I'll riff, and I'll just go. And then sometimes Mike and I will go. And then maybe in that improv, we found like, maybe we wanted to improvise about the creek, but then we started talking about that duck over there. And then the duck stuff was funnier.
Yeah.
We'll get it all, but then Mike will be like, want to just hone in on the duck for a second? I'm like, yeah, well, and I'll just improvise on that topic for a minute, So it's just kind of going and yes-anding everything.
So you're saying it as if it's you've worked the muscle. It's not that much work. It doesn't seem that, but it is a lot of work. And the last time we talked, you guys were doing this as a side gig, and you had full-time jobs. Is that still the case for both of you guys?
I'm lucky enough. I'm doing this full time now.
Okay, so
I got to leave my job and do this.
That's great. So money, which you should. I mean, this is work, and this is something that you have built.
Yeah.
But still, you have to sit down and edit it. And Mike, I'm looking over there, and you've got to log the video. And logging the video, we know in news, that's what takes forever.
Yep.
Is to like sit down and watch even 15 minutes of like, okay, well, it could start here and end here. Okay, wait, actually, it could start here and end here.
Right, yes.
And like before you know it, like 15 minutes turns into 45 minutes of work, right? So this is true. You guys are putting in the hours.
For sure, yeah. Mike's doing this too with a full-time job, and there's times where like, this 15 seconds need to be trimmed off maybe the front or back or something. He saw it a different way going, and I'm like, cool. But he's doing that,
Yeah.
I'm putting him in the queue and just being like, pick what you think or whatever, Or
is it always that easy? The creative disagreements? It seems like it's always that simple.
I mean, we've had disagreements of
like,
where
is that
it
black
should
eye
go.
on Mike? Is that from you or no?
Blink twice if you're okay.
Should we loosen the tape around his arms or no?
I gotta do something about those eyelids of his. You're not letting him blink. But yeah, no, here's the great thing about the way me and Mike do it is if I agree it should be one way and he agrees it should be a different way, we'll just try both. And then it's like, cool, we maybe meet in the middle now. You know what I mean? Or sometimes Mike's just been right or I've just been right.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right.
We got to move forward. It's art to me. So I'm like, and improv is to me the most disposable art of it all. It's like, I just thought of it on the fly. It was in the moment. There will be more moments. So if Mike feels it should go a different way, which I trust him that it might, cool. I'll get the next one maybe,
I see a lot of us in you guys. And I've honestly thought about this a lot when we kind of launched Weatherboys, is we've kind of settled in on, Alan, this is your job. Like when we go out and shoot the stories, Alan's the creative writer, and I just trust him to do it.
Yeah.
And do you? So it sounds like you guys have a similar relationship where you're like, I trust you, Mike, and Mike says back, go on, riff on that duck for a bit. I trust whatever you're going to say is going to be good.
For sure. I know Mike thinks I'm funny, knows what I'm doing. So if I throw something in the queue that I'm like, this one, he's like, man, I don't know, maybe. Like that's fine. I'm a professional. I'm 10 years in. I'm deeper than 10 years in. It's like, nothing hurts us anymore. Right. I mean, that's fine. I can't have an ego about it anymore.
It's work too.
Totally.
So you want it to be successful more than anything.
Of course.
Yeah. It's not about being right. It's about being successful, like having a hit.
Totally. Getting all that money.
Right.
Sure. However you got to get it. Get that cash.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. You talk about the improv. Like, when we, sometimes before we go on a story, I will try to like write some broad outline. It rarely goes that way. And even when it does, the best moments are the stuff that's made up. Just our last shoot.
Yeah.
I tried to write a couple like office style lines and it was for me. And I looked at it, I'm like, that was so dumb. And that same day I was like, Derek, sit down and just do some stuff. And it was so good.
Oh,
Like
nice.
the it seems like magical and like the things that come into our brain that we don't like improv is such a powerful thing.
Yeah, I it sounds so corny. I'm going to say it.
Yes, thank you for saying it because I didn't want to say it.
I think it's like it's like human magic. It's like the last twinkle of it that we have.
AI,
you know what I mean?
can't take it from us.
Yeah, it's like we can still connect without really doing. It's weird,
Yes,
And I've
yes.
improvised with people who can barely speak English, and there's still a connection. Like you can just feel it's human. It's just so it's awesome. Yeah. So if you can get to the point where me and Mike are just. It's a fun spot.
And so you guys, I think you guys met at improv class like way back when.
Yeah,
Was that
I was his improv teacher. I think it was like 2008. 2010.
That's exact. By the way, what just happened right there was exactly like the videos. You just hear a voice.
That's it.
Like a little off camera.
We took the tape off his mouth and now he can speak. Put it back on. Put it back on.
Yep. Hey, Donk, what year? that's I might as well say it that way. So, yeah, 2010. And so I was teaching improv at Go Comedy in Ferndale. Sure. And so he walked in and we bonded over wrestling. So,
like you guys wrestled?
He came at me, man. And I was like, I like this guy.
More oil.
Whoa. What an introduction. He's a grappler, too.
He took you down.
Strong guy, Mike is.
Relax.
I knew he could protect me.
And the hair was so coarse.
Yeah. He had been waiting outside for hours for me. No, we talking pro wrestling and stuff like that and just kind of instantly bonded from there. So... and I loved his whole class, honestly. He had a good improv class, and me and him just kind of carried the friendship, and we're always buds. We had a lot in common just from growing up and stuff like that. So,
can we talk about some of the bits that have taken off, like to a level that I'm sure at the start of this you did not expect?
Sure.
All the way out to Los Angeles, to the house of the one and only Dax Shepard.
Yeah. Wild. For Dax to even stumble upon us is amazing. Yeah, and to invite us out there and just like go to the, where they freaking record the podcast and meet Kristen, and that was just a wild day. And the Lions won. We went to the Lions game that day. It was awesome.
Take us back. So you had one line in one bit about Dax Shepard.
Yeah, it was kind of like it was a video revealing that it was Dax Shepard, but it was like Dip thinking that his fiance is cheating on him by talking about this guy all the time named Dax. And he's like, who's Dax? Mr. Perfect out here, got all this money, and he's all sensitive. She's always bringing him up because on his podcast,
right.
He always sounds like the most sensitive, awesome guy.
Yes.
He is a great guy, and I'm like, and it would always just make me be like, why is this guy Mr. Perfect over here? So I was like, I got to tap into like Dip Cup, just being like, stop bringing him up, So it was him calling out whoever Dax Shepard is.
Yeah.
And so he saw that and just played along. So it was awesome.
That was, he welcomed you in, and that was like he did a little bit with you.
On Armchair Armchair Expert. He talked about it on Armchair Expert,
yes,
which is, I think, the second most popular podcast to this one.
Right. This is one, yeah.
I got to look at the numbers. I got to look at the numbers.
Sure.
But he talked about it on his podcast. Like, when you heard that, that's freaking mind blowing.
And I'm no joke. I listen to that podcast. Like, I listen to Armchair. And when I was told that was happening, I hadn't gotten to the episode yet. So when we found that out, that was just wild. They've been nothing but cool. We've done, we did some ads for his non-alcoholic beer company called Ted Seeger's Beer. they're starting like a non-alcoholic beer, which is actually delicious. And so we did some ads for them. It's been awesome. It's been so cool that they treat us, that they've welcomed us in, like you guys said.
So then they saw it. They welcomed you guys out. They said, because you guys, did you reach out and say, we're going out for the football game? Can we do a bit with you guys? Because you taped an episode where you go to Dax's house and you're as Dip Cup.
Totally.
And you're like, hey, what are you doing with my girlfriend?
Yeah, we kind of like reached out like, a week before maybe. It was like, we're coming out here. Is there any possibility?
What, did you just
What do you
Google,
mean
did
reached
you Google
out?
Dax Shepard email address? What the heck?
His DM. Like he messaged us through DM when that video popped up. I was like, hey, this is hilarious.
Okay.
So now I have like,
now
the
you
line
got
was
it. You got
open.
the in.
Right.
You're good.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'll shoot my shot. We're going out there. I don't know when I'm going back. So I was like, hey, would you be up for it? And it was up in the air until about Saturday evening, maybe Sunday morning. And then he was like, hey, pop on over if you're going to the game and stuff. So we were like,
You're like, I guess we're doing that.
Get in the car.
That's great. I love the ending. Do you have Matt Stafford's address?
Totally. Yeah, exactly.
So good. So good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so that was crazy. It's been so cool.
And Kristen was cool?
Dude, she was the coolest, man. I mean, they were so welcoming and awesome and just, I don't know, they felt like a family and it made me feel super at home. Like, it was just like, oh, they were just, family hanging out.
Michiganders, they get the bits.
We went right into that. Just like Michigan, everyone talking about their towns, it's just, that's all we did. They called Garden City Garbage City. It was, got their digging on me and then it was moving on. So,
There you go.
It was awesome.
Now, from a business standpoint, when people like make it, like this is your main source of income, is that like how much of that is from percentage wise, like social media or brand sponsorships, or is it a healthy mix, or does it like change year to year?
It's kind of been a healthy mix, and it's kind of changed. Sometimes, it's like month to month, quarter to quarter. Sometimes it's the views that got us, the ads on the videos. Sometimes it was that. Sometimes we had a couple sponsors jump in, on a video that month or something like that. So and sometimes it's like cameos. I love doing cameos. So, sometimes I'll just have like a awesome month where everyone got a cameo for Mother's Day or Father's Day. And I'll do those all damn day.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
that's
my God.
Fantastic.
And people will let me on those. They'll say, go for it, bud. Like, say whatever you want. So I've sent out ones, I'm like, I don't know, that one might get me in trouble.
Like, FBI's coming for you now.
I forget that's on a phone somewhere now. Like, so,
Right.
But the cameos are a blast. It feels so personal,
fun.
With the sponsorships or partnerships, I don't know what it's called on social media. Do they reach out to you, or like do you say, hey, like I'm just thinking like Uncle Terry, you reach out to Ford. Like do you ever reach out to them to say like, hey, we will do it for you, or do you always have to wait for them to come to you?
A lot have come to us. I don't know how they find us. Sometimes it's so random, but like there's been other times where I kind of make a point like every week to reach out to a bunch, and that's worked too, or at least it's opened a line of communication with them.
Yeah,
where they you'd be shocked at how many actually will respond. So I guess maybe if you have the followers, but either way, like if you just want to do some stuff, a lot of these companies, man, they're just looking for content.
Yeah.
So they might just throw you some free Tide if it's Tide or whatever. But but so we are always trying new things, and
Is it Bally's? Is that or right? No.
What?
You guys had a relationship with one of the sports ones.
Oh, it's called FanDuel now.
FanDuel.
Yeah,
FanDuel.
it's
FanDuel, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
FanDuel. I know
FanDuel. Ever heard of it?
They changed like 3 or 4 times in like 2 years.
It's like HBO Max. You're like, what are we calling it now?
That's been my favorite thing lately.
That's
HBO
fair.
Max.
Is it
They're
HBO
going back now, right?
Yes.
I think they're going back.
This is where I'm like, yes, and it. Just go around again.
Right.
Just do a circle again. It'll be hilarious if they're that.
We're
good.
not
like, this is what
changing
they planned
again.
from
And
the
then the next
beginning.
day,
Just
they release.
do it again. It'll be funny.
So, but that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one, and that's kind of a fun one because I saw some of them were in Comerica Park. So you're doing them from the park. So that's an evolution of this industry and this business as an influencer.
Yeah.
Like you've got to make the time to do that. And I know you guys go down to opening day every year.
Yep.
And I know that because we can never get together.
I know. I'm always like, what lot are they in?
Right.
You're always
oh
in
my
that
gosh.
one little pocket
Yes.
over there.
It's like every year, like I can plan on my birthday, Christmas, and a text on opening day from you guys where we will never get together.
I know.
Which, by the way, we've got to keep that going.
Right.
We'll just send it like, let's get together. Absolutely, what lot? Cool, this lot, and then we never do it.
I know you guys are probably thinking this too. Like me and Mike always think like, oh, we'll run in everyone. It'll be slow and chill out here. We're always so on the run.
My God.
So the moment that first pitch comes, we're going.
But so there's that. There's the Dream Cruise. You guys hit up the Dream Cruise every year because that's obviously an Uncle Terry connection.
Of course.
So there are certain events that like you guys do have to work. It comes back, I guess, to that calendar thing.
Yeah.
Where you have to know like this is a work day. This is a work day.
Yep. Oh yeah, I treat it like a job, and those are I'm always thinking about like events or things happening in the city and how I use the verb I Forrest Gump the characters into stuff. Like I would love with the new Gordie Howe Bridge. I would love to get on that bridge and be one of the first people that like it looks like Uncle Terry gets to put the final hammer in. Like now we're connected, bud. So I'm always thinking of stuff that's happening in the city and how I can Forrest Gump the characters into just standing in it with it, stuff like that. So.
You have teenage. You said you have teenage twins.
Yeah,
teenage. Yeah. Do they think you're funny? How's that work?
I'll tell you, it's like I gotta really get a good one,
of course.
I gotta
your dad, man.
Sneak one in for them to like laugh now. Like to get a laugh, I gotta come with some top tier stuff. So
do they view dad as an influencer and do they think that's cool?
Yeah, they think it's awesome what I do, I don't know. They've had good experiences with it too, like, I don't know, all their friends think it's cool. So I love that part of it.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
Yeah, we have so much support. Honestly, I have never had a bad, experience. It's been all support.
And if I had to guess why, I would say because in a way, as you're teasing Metro Detroit characters, you're also, it's an homage to them. I mean, you're praising this area. Like,
totally.
We kid because we love.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm satirizing them, and I'm not punching down on them at all. I want the characters to feel like fully fledged people that you love.
Yes.
I'm always trying to make sure that even Cody or whoever, man, like Cody, I always try and make Cody the guy that like you're like, man, I want to hang with Cody, bro, just one night. Like everybody loves those dudes. They got hearts of gold. They just don't think a lot. So, but like, I'm always trying to build them up and make them real and lovable. That's what I'm always going for. I want them to feel like your friends and family.
When we talked a few years ago, I remember asking, what's the goal? And you said, it'd be so cool if I got a TV show or if we could turn this into something for a streaming show. I don't know, maybe Netflix. But because of how quickly things have changed, has that changed for you guys? Is this enough? Because it is its own media source.
Yeah. God, you ask good questions, you guys.
Yes, he does.
That's really good question. Yeah. I think it honestly has changed. I would totally still be up for that. We still talk to some people about maybe writing a script and a pilot. I've been lazy about it, but it does feel like I'm seeing a few examples now of like where people are just kind of running their content like a television show.
Sure, that's right.
Yeah.
My friend was just telling me about a guy who's like sailing right now and he doesn't know how to sail. He just like bought a boat and he's just filming it. But he's like, but it's the first account that I follow like a television show.
Is that the guy going to Hawaii?
I think it is.
From Oregon? Yeah.
That's the guy. Yeah.
See, he knows about it.
Exactly. You know about it, which is mind-blowing.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
This is like saying, have you seen that new show on blah, blah, blah?
Right.
Like this is that now.
Literally doing that right now.
Right,
like he told me that yesterday. I'm like, I'll check it out. And then I brought it up to you and I'm like, that feels like a
good.
TV show.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there it
And
is.
he says, he's like, it's so good. He's like, I watch it like TV. And I'm like,
But I agree, and I do it like that. But I still do love a half hour,
100%.
I because it allows me to connect with. I mean, I feel connected to your characters, but I would feel so much more connected if it was. This is me lobbying for you to do this.
No, I hear you.
You know what you remind me of, and just in a loose way. I know you are your own thing, but I can't help but think of Trailer Park Boys when I watch Wayne County Life.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I love those guys. And you guys are different.
No, of course. We get compared all the time, and I like it. We are similar flavors, but I never really watched Trailer Park Boys, but the clips I would see, I love their aesthetic. Like you just said, like it just looks like a trailer park that like people are living while they film it.
And they make fun of some and they love others, and it's like a full actual picture. And like I want to see full
world.
episodes. I want to see the whole world. I want to see who's Cody's girlfriend.
Exactly.
That's what I want to see. I want to know all these other things.
And I have like dream casting in my head of who I would have people try and play and stuff like that. And like,
let's get the film incentive back to Michigan.
I know.
And
I
then
just
let's
read
shoot
about
that thing here.
Hey, dude, I'm hoping, man. That would be incredible, honestly.
2 maybe negative questions. I don't want them to seem negative.
No.
How do you deal with people that approach you and give you a bad idea? And they're like, oh, this is going to be so funny. And you're like, right. That's not funny. And 2, how do you deal with maybe friends that are like, can I be a character?
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Derek's
here.
about to ask you if you can be a character.
Yeah. So the first
There's
one.
a dashingly handsome weather guy character I have. No, I'm just kidding. Go.
Right. So the first one, I'll always give like the, okay. And then I'll like, I'm writing it down.
I'm gonna text Mike right now.
Yeah, I got a note thing in my phone. I keep the good ideas in that one. So I'm always like, I'm going to tuck that one away just for the right time, maybe 20 years from now when or whatever. And then people being in it, man, I haven't rolled too many people coming at me.
You have
yet. Not yet.
Don't put that. Now Derek put that idea out there.
I guess what I meant was you don't have a lot of ancillary characters in it. I can only really think of one, and that's Cody's friend.
Sure.
The woman.
Her name's Jamie Moyer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an actress here, who's out in LA now. Yep.
She's like the only other person that I can think of that has shown up. So are there people that are like, dude, I want to be in this show, write a role for me? And then you're like, no.
Yeah, I hear what you say. I have one other friend, Adam, who played a guy named, he's Dip Cup's huge friend named Jerky. Adam's like a big, tall dude, so he always plays like, it's great. But I haven't had anyone approach me about that yet.
Interesting.
That's shocking because you come from you were an improv teacher. So you have. I mean, that's a tight group of people in Southeast Michigan.
Right.
And everybody wants a job, even if it's, just to play and create.
For sure, man, I don't know what I would do if that it would have to be like it'd have to be the right person, honestly.
Yeah, I guess the reason I ask is because it's got to be hard, because I don't know if they're going to nail the stereotypes in the same way you do.
Of course.
Which is what is so special about what you guys both do, is you give them heart. And so you have this Uncle Terry, but you're not really making fun of him, but he's so funny. And then you've got it with Cody, and you've got it with Dip Cup, and you've got it with Traylon. And so if somebody else comes along and they're like, oh, I want to do this, it's going to be great.
Sure.
And it might not have the same three-dimensionalness to it.
Sure.
And so I don't know. Personally, I don't want to dilute the brand for you guys, because I love what you guys are doing.
Again, the right person would have to come along, show us that character, and it wouldn't just be he would have to be a tough one to crack too.
Correct.
And so it would be like, if that person wowed us with something, I'm not saying no. I don't know what would happen then, That would be amazing if that happened.
Go ahead, Al.
I have nothing to say except I want the show now. I'm sorry, my brain is stuck on that. I have no question.
No, I'm glad you said, because I have like scenes in my head that I've always like that I'm like, but they would take like a longer, it would take people to help me with it. Yeah. I always want them to have cars. I have an idea of each one of them and what car they have, and I don't have the money to buy 4 different separate,
because they'd be very different.
Oh, dude, there's I think Cody is in like a 95 teal Escort with.
Shut up! I was gonna say 94 Ford Probe teal.
Oh, dude, Probe's right there too.
Yes.
Probe's in that vein.
See, come on, you need a consultant.
It would have rims, right?
Gold Dayton's, baby. I think he'd have 13-inch ones, like the little ones, like and be like low riding on it. Every dude I knew had that car, like the Escort. Yes. So to me, like Cody would be like, I pimped out the Escort over there. So,
do you have a favorite kid? Right, it's like asking the parent who's your favorite kid.
Oh man, that just goes back and forth each day. I swear, man. I love this one for this one, and I love that one for this one. I hope you have that same thing.
Well, what's funny is
Derek hates both of his kids.
No,
so actually,
mine are tough, bro. They're getting tough on me.
I love that Alan said that his favorite was
the Caesar
Caesar
cut.
Why am I blanking on his name all of a sudden? Who's the character of the Caesar cut?
Cody. That's
so
Cody.
Alan's favorite kid is
Yes.
Cody, and my favorite kid is Uncle Terry.
Oh,
and
you called them kids. I thought you were talking about
I was saying it. I was saying it
like your babies.
Yeah,
Like
my
babies.
favorite kid.
Your favorite
hear you
character,
saying
your
that.
favorite kid.
I hear you
I love
saying.
how you answered it though, as if you were answering who your favorite kid was.
I was like, does he really have one?
That was an organic answer right there. I love this one for this one and this one for that.
I'm talking characters.
Kids, yeah. What's my favorite? So it's like my favorite, I guess, to play would probably be Uncle Terry. Only because once I'm in the makeup, I'm like, ooh, if I was a little crazier, I could get really lost in this. You know, like he has such an attitude, such a confidence, and that everyone plays along with him, that he's like the toughest and the coolest. You know, like I've shook guys' hands like as Uncle Terry out in the wild and been like, I don't want to break your hand, bud. And they're like, damn, Terry. Like they'll play along, you know, and that's always the best part is like, I always tell Mike, like, Uncle Terry is like Santa Claus for dudes.
Yes.
Like, everyone runs to him. And it's like, they don't want to sit on my lap. They just want to, like, shake my hand and take a picture. You know, it's like, Terry!
And, like,
It's
maybe
the
some
fun-
advice.
Totally.
Like, should I propose? Well, bud.
Totally. I was in the casino as Uncle Terry and, like, doing content with them. And this guy saw me, and it was like, I've been dreaming of this. And we were in Greek town. Like, it felt so real. It was so
smoking 2 cigarettes.
Imagine you walk up on Uncle Terry gambling. It'd be awesome.
Oh, my God.
It was so funny. Those moments are awesome.
All right, we got to let Garrett and Mike go. We've
Yeah.
taken up too much of their time.
Sure.
Garrett Fuller, Mike Smith, Wayne County Lyfe. We can find you guys on all of the big accounts: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Anywhere else? YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah. Follow us on YouTube, please.
Yes. Follow them on YouTube.
Smash and subscribe.
Smash and
and
subscribe that
Yep.
button. All right. Garrett, thank you so much.
Of course, you guys.
You guys are the best.
Oh, you guys are the best. This is
fun.
awesome. Derek, I
This
owe
is
you
great,
everything,
man.
bro.
No,
Seriously.
No, you do
You were
not.
the first one to stumble on us and be like, yo, you, bro, I'm putting you on TV here.
Well, hey, whatever small amount, and trust me, it was the teeniest, tiniest. It's all you guys and
man.
your amazing content. Keep it up. We love you in Wayne County, Livonia kid right here. So the whole Garden City, Livonia. I mean, like,
we're forever linked now.
can't get away
Built
from it.
that bridge.
Yes. Wayne County Lyfe, Lyfe. Check them out on all those channels. Also, you can subscribe and check out all of our content as the Weatherboys. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on the Fox Local app. We'll see you all next time.